Welcome in, everybody, to Fantasy Pros. This is Leading Off. It is me, Joey P. Joe Pisapia. With me is the Welsh, and it's you. And today we're going to recap actual baseball that happened yesterday. We nailed the props yesterday, so hopefully you made some money. If not, we got another shot again to win some more. We are brought to you by BetMGM, so make sure you check out our sponsor. Also, we had a walk-off that Welsh was there live. He got beard last night, him and Scott Bogman. It was a late night for the Welsh. And Welsh, you might have seen the one Arizona win all year. Congratulations. What a night.
I told Bogman that. Bogman, he flew in from Texas to come out here, and I was like, dude, I think we got like one of 17 total wins the whole season, probably the most exciting. It was incredible. You guys can see our excitement on my Twitter at @IsItTheWelsh. I had videoed Bogman while Yu Darvish was doing what we're going to talk about here in a second. And then Seth Beer comes up after they have a wild pitch on a bases loaded, 1 run scores. They don't intentional walk Seth Beer on National Beer Day. And then he crushes one. I went absolutely nuts. Bogman went absolutely nuts. The stadium went crazy. It's the only excitement we're going to have all year. 100%. Guaranteed.
It is, but at least you got it. You had that beautiful moment on opening day. That's what you want. And now everyone can overreact to it. It's my favorite day, the second day of Major League Baseball, where everybody overreacts to every single thing that happened. But let's get to some of those things. The Pirates signed Brian Hayes to an enormous extension, and then he immediately went out there and got hurt in the first inning. So that's always fun to be a Pirates fan. You had Yu Darvish, who got taken out yesterday after 6 no-hit innings. Important to see Yu Darvish bounce back after last year's inefficiencies. He's done this before to us, where he's looked terrible one season, only to bounce back and look amazing the next. So hopefully that's what's happened here. And Seiya Suzuki made his Major League debut and got his hit, his first one actually, against Corbin Burns, who also walked somebody yesterday in historic fashion. It's not very Corbin Burns-like. So what do you want to take out of this? You want to take Darvish? You want to take Suzuki, Brian Hayes? Where do you want to go?
I can't believe you didn't put Bobby Witt in here. Bobby Witt crushed.
And Bobby Witt, yes.
100. I think it was
Bobby Witt then.
Well, I'm just saying. I should take Darvish, but I'm just saying 110 EV on the hit, crushed up in the zone, getting his first professional hit that looked like it was going to be absolutely jacked. I agree with you, Andrew. Happy Byron Buxton, going to be MVP day. But the Yu Darvish thing, I mean, I was there, and it was good and bad, because the stat line doesn't show probably how inconsistent he was. He just was pitching to bad contact. I mean, but it's Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks are built on bad contact, but he walked 4. So, any patient hitters were able to sit off the stuff, but he did touch 98. He was sitting kind of 95, 96, which was really encouraging. His secondary is just, I don't know where they're going to go on another team, but as encouraged as I am, I've been a Yu Darvish apologist kind of all offseason. I'm a little worried with how kind of all over the place he was, and that stat line getting people going nuts. Listen, I love my Yu Darvish, but if somebody out there were like, hey, he just pitched 6, no hit, and they wanted to do an awesome trade, I would be interested in listening. But Yu Darvish 6 no hit, bunch of walks though, and they had to take him out after the 6 because he was such a high pitch count against those stinky Diamondbacks.
Also, we're gonna get to some fun facts here in a moment, but first I want to talk about Joe's tough guys. Immediately, we're 1 game into the season, we have one, and it's Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso was in a car that flipped over, I don't know, like 3 times in spring training. He walks away. He's like, whatever, I'm Pete Alonso. Then last night, he gets hit in the shoulder and it ricochets into his face. He had a very funny post about it where it's like, why get Botox? We could just take a 97-mile-an-hour fastball to the face. Love that. I love Pete Alonso. Like, how does anybody not love this dude? So today already, day 2 of Major League Baseball, we already got one of Joe's tough guys. Shout out to Pete Alonso. Hopefully all his teeth are intact. Per MLB Sarah Langs, in 2021, Corbin Burns set the Major League record 58 strikeouts before his first walk. 2022, Corbin Burns walks the first batter he faces. So a little bit of a fun turnaround there. But I did watch a bunch of that game. Burns looked like Burns. I'm telling you, there's a really good chance he repeats for that award this year, I think.
I was on that game. People might have seen. So I had some bets yesterday. My big first bet, I double bet the no runs in the first inning on the Cubs and Brewers, and I live streamed the little sweat there. And Corbin didn't make me feel good. Like, he got himself, he looked better obviously than Darvish, but looked a little erratic. He looked a little all over the place, but it was cold. And that was the big thing.
It was cold.
Like,
I think
I think the overreactions are going to be really interesting because almost every single pitcher in any of the cold weather climates, you saw spin down, which was going to probably have to do with grip. Maybe nobody more significant than Shane Bieber. Shane Bieber's were alarming, but everybody had some spin down and a little bit of, command issues. So I didn't really read too much into it for Corbin, but I was like slightly worried with how erratic he was to start the game.
All right, just to answer the question here, I see the Peanuts and the Cracker Jacks in the chat over on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to YouTube, like the video, because every day we are coming to you at noon now. That's right, new time to accommodate the Welsh's lifestyle in Arizona of golf and going to baseball games and whatever the heck he wants to do, basically. It must be nice. Must be nice. Let's get to the stat heroes. Yesterday, it was very much on Adam Wainwright, this DFS pitcher. Hopefully you played him because he turns 41 this year. And he had 6 innings, no earned, no walks, 6 Ks. He's gone 32 straight scoreless innings, I think I saw, against the Pirates. So unbelievable. Framber is the color of my energy. Everybody knows that. And Framber Valdez was good once again. 6 Ks for him, 6 2/3 innings. Tyler Mahle was really good, 7 Ks against the Braves. So an upset there. We had Tony Santillan, getting a save against the Braves. And then Tylor. We have to talk about the Tylor the Terrible because he was lighting up the radar gun. 6 Ks, 5 innings, no earned. Yeah, it's just the Nationals, but still, this was a guy who demeanor-wise, I talked about it last year a lot. I like the demeanor on the mound. He seems like a guy who's very unflappable. He's a big kid. He should be available in most waiver wires. I would run there and pick him up because you might get a good run here. What are your thoughts on Tylor Megill coming out of this first start?
The velo was way up, which I think was super encouraging. I think he touched 99 on there. Velo was up. God, I was just looking at it last night. There was a slider was up like 4 miles per hour. His fastball was up, I think, 2 miles per hour. And that's one of those internal reasons where we're all sitting here and we're like, why is Tylor Megill getting the opening day start? And they didn't just move around some guys as they obviously had trust in him. I'm interested. I'm totally interested. But, I mean, I'm not probably to the level of like our dear friend Nick Pollock is, where Nick created a brand last night around him, doing new T-shirts and whatnot. I think this is going to be... He might be the biggest overreaction to what fab is going to be spent this week. And I'm not saying it's not justified, but I think you might see some nutty numbers. If people aren't going crazy on the saves, which I think come Sunday, there might be 5 to 6 different opportunities people are looking at between, David Robertson getting a save, Santillan getting a save. Taylor Johnson was just named. We might have Emilio Pagan potentially saving in Minnesota. We have all these opportunities that might keep it down. But if not, I think people might go crazy. And if you have, let's say, 1,000 fab, Joe, I mean, do you think you could see some 4 or 5s dropped on Taylor?
First off, I hate the 1,000 fab. It's such an arbitrary, stupid number. Do 100 so that everybody has some sort of idea. When you add that other decimal point in there, it's so stupid because now, it's so dumb though, because the range becomes just enormously different. It's so stupid. Just do 100. I don't know what genius figured out 1,000, but I would like to slap them in their face.
How about a million? Let's do a million on fab.
Oh, it would be so great. 1 million fab. I think this year I might have Dr. Evil. I might dress up like him for the Halloween live stream. It's possible. We'll see what happens.
You're already pretty much there, buddy.
I know. I was like, all I got to do is do the scar. I mean, that's it and shave. But I got to tell you, I think Megill, I don't want to be super aggressive. If I had 100 fab, I would probably be in the low 20s for him because I think he's going to stick in that rotation for a while. So I don't 20%. See DeGrom coming back. So I think I'm bidding on the starts more than I'm bidding on that one start, if that makes sense.
Well, also, let's point out that Joe, again, got the free pass on this show yesterday where everybody was like, oh, okay, that's cool, of predicting that Jacob DeGrom would be the closer. I say Byron Buxton wins an MVP, and the chat gets ridiculous and turns on me with pitchforks and sticks, and you say, oh, he's going to be a closer, and everyone's like, yeah, Joe's right. Joe's the best pitcher in baseball last couple of years of the best stuff. Yeah, they're going to put him in the bullpen. So you know what? That feeds to your Taylor potentially staying in the rotation the entire season.
That's right. I move the needle. I'm the acknowledge me. Well, acknowledge me like Roman Reigns. All right. Let's get to the rest of the guys from yesterday. Shohei Ohtani, Welsh was right to be a little concerned of how many innings he went. He only went 4 2/3, but I was right. 9 strikeouts, so we won that prop. Woohoo!
I did make that bet later when I got
Good.
down in downtown where they've got a whole the books, and I started getting a little excited, and I won my no run first. I did look around and I was like, man, I don't think I can not do this Ohtani one. I tried to talk myself out of it, but I did do it. Thank God I did.
How about Zach Greinke striking out one whole guy in 5 2/3? So Zach Greinke. All right,
Greinke.
let's get to some of these hitters real quick. Tyler O'Neill went yard 2 for 3 yesterday. Paul Goldschmidt, 4 walks. Love him for the OBP. I'm so mad because I had 2 guys I was trying to decide between Austin Riley and Matt Olson. I went with Matt Olson in the lefty-righty matchup, and Austin Riley goes yard. So I'm mad because I wanted to get on the home run board day one. I did not. Ian Happ also, a good day for him, 3 for 4, 2 doubles, 2 RBI. I picked him up everywhere. Ian Happ in drafts late because, I just feel like everyday playing time, he's got some pop. He's not that bad of a player, like 20 home runs and 260 average. Okay. Other homers, Bregman, Arenado, Jordan Alvarez, Juan Soto, Tommy Edman. The zeros yesterday, Max Fried, not a great start for him. 5 earned, 8 hits, 1 walk, 5 Ks, and a loss to the Reds. I'm not going to overreact. Brubaker stunk. We all know that. Joe Adell off to a flying stop, 3 strikeouts yesterday. Swanson 0 for 4. Golden Sombrero with the 4 Ks. Adam Duvall 3 Ks, which means he'll have 3 home runs today. Albert Pujols, beautiful story. It's great, but he went 0 for 5. Anything here concern you in day one, or you just want to leave these alone?
No, the one thing I think to monitor, I don't know if you saw this, the Joe Adell 0 for 3 strikeout thing, we're just like, oh man, come on. But they had said before the game that when, Taylor Ward returns, Taylor Ward was going to be the everyday, I think, left fielder or right fielder, whatever it was. He was going to come and play every single day. Now that's important because they've got Brandon Marsh and Joe Adell out there. And Joe can't afford to be going 0 for 3. I'm not saying that they wouldn't just hold on all season long, but if they're truly, like they just said, going to give Ward an everyday job in the outfield, that leaves one spot open for Marsh and Joe Adell. They're both put on notice, and Brandon Marsh might be a little bit more complete. I think he went 0 for 2, but I think he had a walk. I would be weary. I'd be weary about Joe Adell. I hope he picks it up because a couple more 0 for 3 campaigns and Marsh does a little bit of anything. We might see those maybe go into a platoon at best, and worst is Joe Adell goes down for a bit.
But Framber's a good pitcher too, so I want to give him another night against Jake Odorizzi today and see what happens here.
I'm just saying 0 for 3 strikeouts, a little
100%.
bit concerning for Joe Adell specifically.
All right, so the leaderboard, we had 9 dingers called correctly last night. Austin Riley, James picked Austin Riley, so
Nice.
I'm mad at James. Terry, Up and Adam, Owl Wright, Southsider 39, Robert W, Rockaway Mike. All I do is win, and Smalls on the board too with Juan Soto. So here's the thing, just to be clear for everybody. If you want to get on this home run contest, this is the time, okay? You subscribe to Fantasy Pros, and then what you have to do is get that premium membership. When you have that, you can use all of our tools, like you can manage all your lineups in one spot. So if you're playing on ESPN and a Yahoo League and a CBS League, you can use our tools to manage all your lineups and set them just from Fantasy Pros. And then you join our Discord at fantasypros.com/chat. And when you do that, you can go into the home run call channel. You can join that. And I'm working on some fabulous prizes. I'm trying to give out monthly prizes starting in May.
Yeah,
I'm working on that.
You should tell people we were in the chat.
Very exciting.
We were in the chat like yesterday in the behind the scenes with the Fantasy Pros crew, and you and I were both kind of like, we need prizes. We need this over here. And then Joe stepped in and Joe was like, boo, you shall not pass. We need prizes monthly, yearly, big things. Joe stepped in and I was like, here we go.
Well,
everyone's going to be very happy about it.
Look, I'm repping the swag today. I got my leading off shirt on. Why can't we give away a shirt every month or a hat every month? But the grand prize, I want to be something good. So I'm giving everybody the month of April to join, to get themselves right here. Got another couple weeks. And then May, hopefully we're going to start that up. So join now, join today, use the tools, make your life easier. And who knows, maybe win some free stuff because I love free stuff. Who doesn't?
Boom.
Here's another way to win some stuff, and that's to make a little wager over at bettingpros.com/MLB props. We're using the prop bet cheat sheet. You can find it there at bettingpros.com/MLB props. And of course, we are sponsored by BetMGM. Enjoy all of your favorite sports like never before at BetMGM. Sign up using the promo code leading off, and you get your first wager risk-free up to $1,000. Also, new Just for opening day yesterday, you can bet $10 to win $200 when you bet on any game, regardless of the outcome, whether you register, when you register with BetMGM. So you get instant access to a variety of parlay features, live betting options, player props. The live betting is great on BetMGM. And with BetMGM at your fingertips, every play in every game matters more than ever. So sign up today and find out why nothing beats a win at the king of sportsbooks, BetMGM.
My
so
favorite.
Slick here with that. So go there, use that promo code leading off. You tell them Joey P sent you. But again, leading off, one word, that's the promo code to get involved with BetMGM. So let's get involved, Welsh. We did pretty good yesterday. Won some people some money. Let's do it again. These are the top three that I like here. We got Robbie Ray for the strikeout prop. Again, this one's on BetMGM. 6.5 is the number. FantasyPros projections has him at 8.5. Robbie Ray's a strikeout machine. You got Mike Trout total bases right now. That one is set, I believe, at 1.5, and that's on DraftKings. But he's looking at 2.8 for the projections there. So that's a nice one also. And then you've got Walker Buehler for the strikeout prop against Colorado. BetMGM's got it 4.5. I don't see how this isn't 6, and it's projected at 6.3. So I love those three. Is there one that popped out to you, Welsh, and specifically today on BetMGM or somewhere else?
Yeah, the ones looking at the cheat sheet that you can go check over at Betting Pros, which is nice. There's two that are on DraftKings that they posted. I like the Trey Turner total bases. It's 1.5 over. They project him, I believe, at 3.5. Lucas Giolito's strikeouts is pretty low, and it's not juiced up. It's at 5.5 against the Tigers. That one's on DraftKings, which I kind of dig as well. And then the other one, which they have listed, which looks like it's FanDuel, is Luis Robert hits. And the projection's at 1.5. I might even play around since it's so juiced to go total bases and go 1.5, and you probably get it better somewhere else. But those are three guys I kind of like, and I probably will be targeting here on day 2 of MLB.
Day two. I love this. It was in the chat here. I lost it. Now I got to find it here. But one of our listeners here. Oh, here it was. Here's the Brock. I used the free 25 bet on Soto, the 1.5, and nailed it. Thanks, boys. You're welcome. Free money in your pocket. That's right. You got to subscribe to the show. I mean, come on. This is what we do here. So that was pretty good. So let's win some people some money in a little DFS. Also, tonight on the slate on DraftKings, you got Scherzer at 10.2. You can lock him in at cash. If you want to offset that, I would look at John Gray for the Oppo win, maybe at 5.4. He's super cheap. That lets you to get whatever offense you want, but you got to offset Scherzer. It's very expensive. Or you could just stick in the middle with a combination of Barrios at 8.9, Charlie Morton at 8.4, Sean Manaea at 9.4. You could get two of these guys and still get a decent lineup. There's enough lineup builders. On the single site for FanDuel tonight, Scherzer's 11K. You could do that, but you got to be very careful with the offense. Instead, Barrios at 9.3, Morton at 9.0, and Sean Manaea at 8.8. I think Sean Manaea maybe is a sneaky one in tournaments tonight, especially after the Arizona Diamondbacks won a game yesterday. Game stacks of the day. I like the Mets. I like the Blue Jays, Atlanta, and the Angels. We're talking main slate, which, by the way, people were asking yesterday, if you're calling home runs, it's main slate. That's the deal. 7 o'clock and on. We don't play around with these day games here, okay? That's not how we do. Lineup builders tonight on DraftKings. Get your pens and pencils out. CJ Abrams is 2.3. Brandon Marsh, who Welsh was talking about, 3.5 on DK. Orlando Arcia, he's at the top of that order today, 2.5. Tyler Stevenson in the middle of that order, 3.3. And Robinson Cano on DraftKings, just 2.4, hitting cleanup like that matchup. On FanDuel, we got Robbie Cano at 2.2. FanDuel is always looser. We know this from last year. We know it every year. Nimmo at 2.6. Adam Duvall at 2.8 after striking out 3 times. He's a great tournament play. Don't play him in cash. Play him in tournaments. Aledmus Diaz, 2.0, basically a free square on FanDuel if he's in the lineup tonight. Joe Adele, 2.7 off the bad game. Also, Brendan Marsh, 2.1. So I like Marsh even better potentially today. And then CJ Abrams makes his debut, 2K. Over on FanDuel. You excited about seeing CJ Abrams tonight, Welsh?
I very much so am. And, I think I might be going back to the game again and maybe see it in person.
What a charmed life you live.
Well, I
sometimes forget you're married and you have children. How does this work?
do. Well, I'm going to take one of my kids with me, but Bogman's in town. He's planning to hit all 3 games. So I'm going to be like, hey, I'm going to take the kid to the game totally and might see that to be able to see CJ Abrams in person. Yeah, I'd be excited because the Diamondbacks, again, they are relative trash. And the ball is flying in that ballpark. I would, if I was speculating on any of the young guys, I do like the CJ Abrams one because even if it's a cheap single, or I think he can plow into a double easy, but that speed, I could see him running bases tonight. I also kind of like that Brandon Marsh one if he's in. And, just keep watching Robbie Cano. Robbie Cano, kind of sneaky. I think 2 hits in that last game. I would be curious at like how much longer he stays at that price. Robbie Cano would be another one I'd be interested in.
Yeah, Cano is super cheap right now. And this is what you want to look for. You want to look for guys that are in the middle or top of orders that are very cheap because they get that extra at bat or they get to come up with guys on base. Typically, it's just a better situation. Now, I know Abrams is at 9 tonight, probably most likely.
Yeah.
That's okay.
They
That's
turn
fine.
the lineup. They turn the lineup over, though. They don't worry about that. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's my point with him. He's so cheap right now. And out of the gate, FanDuel and DraftKings typically have lower prices on the rookies. It's just a thing. We talked about it yesterday with Bobby Witt. Same kind of deal. Let's go to a little history of baseball today. Let's have some fun here. In 1993, Carlos Baerga. Oh, I loved Carlos Baerga in my youth. Oh, such a fan. Switch hitting master at second base.
Wasn't he like big and stocky with like kind of like shorter? I remember like the shorter arms. Yeah, he was just.
He did. He was like this. He had the great mustache and the curly hair, and he hit from left side. He hit from the right side. He was amazing. And he came to the Mets, and he stunk. And I was so excited when they traded for him. And then it sucked. Carlos Baerga was the first player in Major League history to homer from both sides of the plate in the same inning in 1993. Wow. How about that? Also, one-handed pitcher Jim Abbott made his Major League debut today and lasted just 4 2/3 innings in California, the California Angels at the time, losing to the Seattle Mariners. So there you go. A little bit of history in baseball. You a Jim Abbott fan? I'm actually Facebook friends with Jim Abbott.
Oh, really? Are you going to get him on the show? Are you guys buddies?
I can.
We should. We should. I would interview Jim Abbott. Yeah, no, I mean, it's funny. I feel like I saw a whole lot of stuff. I saw one of those videos that was like, if you ever tell yourself you can't do something or whatever it was, or baseball's easy, and it was Jim Abbott like getting hits. Like Jim Abbott had like 3 career hits, which was pretty impressive. So yeah, no, I'm a Jim Abbott guy.
You know what I love too? I love when that Indians team with Baerga on it, like that group of young Indians coming through with Atome, Manny Ramirez. I love that Indians team. The early mid 90s Indians.
David
were so much fun to watch.
In there, yeah.
Oh, God, yeah. Well, he came over eventually, but oh man, those were fun teams. And Robbie Alomar eventually came over and played for them too. All right, let's get to what everybody's waiting for. Home run calls of the night. And once again, just want to remind everybody, you want to get in this, right? You already missed one day. So stop what you're doing after the show. Go to FantasyPros, become a premium member. It's not a big deal. It's not crazy expensive either. And if you're playing fantasy baseball, you're going to get access to all these other things. Welsh did a stages yesterday. So you become a premium member, you use the tools, and then you can go join our Discord at fantasypros.com/chat. And then you find the home run channel. Mayor will talk you through it. Mayor luckily did not go yard last night. He has called Rafael Devers. I see it here today. I'm going to take Shohei Ohtani tonight, going against Jake Odorizzi. So he's going to pitch, and then today he's going to hit a bomb, and he's going to remind everybody why he's absolutely the man. So I'm going to go with Ohtani tonight.
Okay.
And we can make our calls for the weekend as well. Typically we do that where we pick a guy for the weekend, unless Welsh, you're going to do Saturday and Sunday. I'm going to take Ohtani Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Mayor. Lock it up. All right. So who is your guy for tonight or in perpetuity for the weekend?
Okay, so we want to take we want the later slate. We don't want the early guys for the home run call, right?
We want we're 7:00 Eastern time. That's where we're going. That's where we start.
It's got to be 7:00 Eastern. Okay, so then I will switch because I will just tell everybody I did have an early guy. The guy would have selected would have been a Rosarena. I'm going to make it nice and easy on myself, and I'm going to guarantee myself over the weekend 1, possibly 2. Give me Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Give me Vladdy Daddy. Vladdy Daddy.
Vladdy's a good one.
Yeah, I think that's an easy call for me. I'll take him all weekend. He's got the Rangers. I think they play at 7:07, so I just get in on the wire. They got John Gray, the rest of the rotation. I haven't even seen what they're all putting out, but guys like Dane Dunning, Spencer Howard. This is a pretty easy call.
Good
Let's
one.
go, Vladdy. Yeah.
What did you think of Bryson Stott starting at third base and batting 8th for the Phillies in the Friday opener? But Alec Bohm on the bench, or Bohm, excuse me, on the bench. What do you think about that?
I mean, I think that's why I said the sneaky NL Rookie of the Year call of Bryson Stott at like plus 900, whatever it paid out, was the play that I think they like him. Mickey Moniak suffered a fractured hand, and he's going to miss time. And I don't know if they're going to screw around. And I don't know. I don't know if like maybe they would try to get Bohm in some other spots. We'll see what happens. But I think I think Bohm is on the outs. I do think over the next like 2 or 3 weeks, they're going to kind of just churn and burn those guys, and they're going to give different opportunities. But I think Stott is the guy at the end of the day that is going to be able to claim that job. The only thing that helps is if something were to go south with Didi, where they just didn't want to play him or he got hurt or whatever, they would go Stott and Bohm. But I think this is Bohm. Bohm.
Julio Rodriguez
Stott.
starting.
I think it's Stott.
Stott, yeah, no, and you were the Stott guy for the last couple of weeks. You've been talking about him here on the show. Julio Rodriguez starting in center field, batting 7th for the Mariners, making his major league debut. How excited are you right now, Welsh?
Dude, I mean,
you guys texting back and forth? You guys hey, Boo, how's it going, Boo?
Put out my picture,
so
like, what's up? What's up, brother? No, I mean, I got to watch Bobby Witt's debut yesterday with Bogman. We were doing that. I plan the rest of the day getting a few things done, and I am incredibly excited to watch the rest of these big debuts. Early morning, we'll be watching in about 30 minutes or so. Spencer Torkelson's debut, Julio Rodriguez later today. I love the prospects. I love that we're getting a big old handful of them, and Bobby Witt still. Bobby Witt.
There you go. Last one here. Yankee general manager Brian Cashman confirmed Friday that the team and Aaron Judge were unable to come to an agreement on a long-term extension. Do you think he walks, or do you think this is just more posturing and then they get it done at the end of the year?
I think it's a possibility. I mean, he put his foot down. I think they offered him $200-something million. He put his foot down to say today was the last day, didn't sign it. I don't know. Like, I'm not sure this day and age, the Yankee stigma of like having to play for the Yankees in the biggest city is as appealing as it used to be, where, you have teams like Texas that are spending $300 million on Corey Seager. He might think 350 is in the bag, and there's other teams to go spend it, like the Angels, the Dodgers, the Rangers. So I think there's a decent opportunity. Plus, just throwing out like some of the like weird technical stuff with the vaccines and all that. Like maybe he just wants out of there. Maybe he wants a new destination. I think it is totally, totally possible.
We'll see. Any final thoughts for today heading into the weekend, my friend?
Get your bet set, take advantage while you can if you are playing the betting market, because I think a lot of the prop bets have not fully aligned. So there's some good places to take bets, and don't crazily overreact about really anything. Like Shane Bieber had a 400 drop on spin, I think I'm trying to remember which pitch it was, but over 200 on spin drop on every single one of his pitches. That's alarming, and that is concerning. He had a velo drop as well, but we got to be mindful that it is the start of the season. Some of these guys playing in incredibly cold weather games. So before you get hyped or you freak out about one guy, take a breath and analyze on both sides so you don't make the wrong decision either way.
Keep nailing those K props because they're very low right now.
Yeah.
And hitters are always behind pitchers typically this time of year. And a lot of these numbers are low. And if you're going to, make sure you do it at BetMGM and use that promo code leading off when you do. Go join our Discord, getting that home run call contest. I'm telling you, giving you 1 month to everybody get in there before we start giving out fabulous prizes. That's my hope. So this has been great. We're happy baseball's back. Enjoy opening day 2.0 for a lot of teams that got rained out yesterday.
So dumb.
Enjoy the weekend of baseball. I'm going to be off Monday, but don't worry. The Welsh and, of course, Scott Bogman will be taking you through same time, noon Eastern on Monday, and then I'll be back Tuesday, and we'll do it all again. So have a great weekend, everybody. That'll do it for us, but the story of the game goes on. For the Welsh, I'm Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids. Peace.
Peace.